that these fans, they stop working because the prongs on these of so many plug in, plug out, plug in, plug out, they start loosening up and then they start breaking apart, and then usually they come to a point where they don't work fine, so then we throw it away. I cut that off, and now we're gonna get this extension right into the fan, so that way we don't lose it as well, so it's always plugged in. So we're gonna take this cover off, and for that we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, Phillips from this side. Take the plastic off, flip it, and take the other plastic off so we can expose the fan. Now that we got both sides of the plastics away and we did a little bit cleanup into the fins, so now we gotta take these 4 screws off, Phillips, or the ones inside. They both take the unit apart. The fan piece slides right out of the motor, so you have to do is hold the fan and slide the motor, pull the motor out. So you're gonna have to work it a little bit. It just slides out, so this whole white piece will stay by itself and the motor will pull out, and we can do that. I will show you. That's because we want to work with these cables and plug them into the new extension, and for that we have to remove these fans so we can have more room here. Easy. Now that we have our fan by itself, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be soldering these cables to the cord, and as you can see, that's how it's supposed to be, but one of them broke off, so now there's no prong in this side, only one, so that's why it wasn't working perfectly. So this one was just sitting here and wasn't doing anything. As you can see, it wasn't even showing up, so the cable was just going in but not making contact. So what we're gonna be doing is putting the 2 wires through here, soldering in here, and make it work. We want to make sure that we're going to isolate these cables or these wires once they're soldered. So we're going to be this shrink wrap tubing, and we're going to be using it about 1/2 inch longer than where the metals or the copper is going to be exposed, so that way there's no problem of touching each other and then the exposed wire. And I don't want these wires touching metal and then making contact and creating a fire. The extension, we're gonna pass it through those holes where those prongs used to be, and for that we're gonna have to make it wider, and I'm using a Phillips screwdriver to make it wider, and once we pass it through we'll solder it on this side. But for right now we have to make these holes bigger enough for these plastics to go through. Screwdriver. So now folks, I have what I did, I melted a little bit with a screwdriver so they fit right through it. So I'm gonna put the wires just like they used to be connected to the wire that used to be connected through the prong. So what I did, I pushed the extension just enough, and what I'm gonna do is, if I need more, just to make sure that they get soldered right in there, what we can do is split more back here, and you can always put them together again. So we pull just enough, and then once we pull it back out because it's too much inside, we'll put heat shrink to join him and put him right in there. So for right now we'll just have enough, and then we solder him. But before that, you put your heat shrink through each cable so that when you solder you have a closed loop, and then you can just move this up to the solder point and shrink it in there so you have isolation. Push or insulation or shrink tubing over that solder point so we can heat into it, and it can isolate and create insulation to this point. Now that we have slid or heat shrinking tubing into the solder point. We can put heat into it with a heat gun, and so it becomes our insulation, so that way they're not exposed solder points. So let's do it. So now that we have put heat into the heat shrink tubing, we can start pulling the rest of the wire out. That way this wire becomes tucked in here and is not on the way where the fan is going to spin right on the motor, because this is too much right now. So we'll pull it through. This heat shrink we put over it, so now we've heated up, and that will get rid of this split that we had right in here. So now what we do is we plug it in, we put it on a speed, and without touching the motor, we want to plug it in and see if this motor turns. And if it turns, then we have a good contact, and we have done a great job. So we plug it in and it works. Now that we have put our motor into the frame, what we can do is plug it in and try our speeds and see if they work fine while it's on the frame. So now the fan can spin freely. So we plug it in and we try the speeds. Put the front piece, and then we deal with the back piece, and that will conclude our wiring to this fan. And this is an inexpensive and cheap way to fix one of these fans, where the extension or the cord can be plugged into the fan and unplugged, and if that stops working, you can just plug it directly. It takes just a little bit of work, just gotta take it apart, do the soldering, and then just put back everything with the insulation and all that, and then now you can have this fan working for a couple more years. And especially it's hard to find good fans on these days for a cheap price, and if you got a good working fan and all it is broken is just that cord, you can fix it yourself. Easy, inexpensive repair we did here with this fan. We took it apart, we did some soldering, we put some insulation, put everything back, and now we have a good working fan. So hopefully you have find this info useful towards your new project, and we'll see you soon with more videos here on El Canal El Chano Jose.